Rafa Nadal is incredible.
Rafael Nadal!
He does everything right. He understands what the game's given to him. He understands what he has to give back to it.
Regal Rafa performance. Sensational from the Spaniard. He has rewritten the history books.
He just gets it.
I grew up watching Rafa. He's my idol. He's my idol, for sure.
He's one of the greatest players of all time. I mean, incredible, one of my real idols growing up.
Rafa has always been my favorite player, and for me, you know, he's the greatest.
For me, entertaining is play with passion, try your best in every single moment, be 100% focused. When you do sport, for me, that's what really makes me feel entertained as a player and as a fan. My way to understand the sport since I was a kid is to always work at very, very high intensity. No, I think I changed it a little bit. Still in my mind when I was a kid to play every ball with the highest intensity possible. No.
And now we're ready for another feast. Leighton Hewitt, former world #1. He's up against a future star, everyone believes, in Rafael Nadal from Spain.
I remember that match. I was sitting in Leighton's box, and you knew there was a storm coming. It wasn't. This was no normal player for a young kid, and the heaviness of his shot.
Oh. You speechless? That was a big smash.
You could almost see Leighton trying to deal with the ball. It was like a super ball coming off the court at him. He won that match and got through to the final that year, Leighton, but we knew that Rafa was here to stay.
Wild applause from the stands for the Australian hero Hewitt, and in appreciation for the enormous talent of the young Spaniard, Rafael Nadal.
No one knew he was going to be this good, but we figured he was going to be pretty darn good.
Predicted by some to be on track to become the youngest ever #1 ranked player in the world.
Rafa Nadal already having so much desire and everything for such a young age is quite phenomenal.
Well, Nadal comes in here as the favourite.
He's a very good player, someone that I respect a lot, and plays very well on these courts.
For Nadal to add another page to the history books.
For me, Rafa is the toughest player. 5 sets matches.
Nadal crowned again.
3 majors in a row. The French, Wimbledon, and now the US Open.
Yeah, I mean, there's only one Rafa.
Federer is Federer, no? And he can play.
The two best players of their generation and both all-time greats of the game.
I will never forget all these Sundays that we were staying in front of the TV watching these Rafa and Roger finals, and my whole family was like an event,
As we said before, this is Ali versus Frazier on the tennis court.
Rafa is one of the most popular players that we've had, in tennis, really. We're completely different people, completely different players. I think this matchup is just very intriguing for a lot of sports fans.
It's another 5-set epic from the two best players in the world.
I think there was a few tears in the stadium that year, and lasting images.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rafael Nadal.
The way he embraced Roger, because Rafa had the understanding and the people skills to deal with the situation. He made Roger feel better.
Rod, sorry for today. I know. Yeah, I really know how you feel right now is really tough, but you remember you are a great champion. You are one of the best of the history. You're gonna improve the 14 of Santa for sure.
When the time's right, he understands what it is to be human, to be compassionate. Just a very decent man.
Move over Federer. There's a new champion in town, and his name is Novak Djokovic.
For Nadal and Federer, they both were so entrenched and easy to like when Novak emerged. And I think he was always fighting those currents against this established fan base.
The substantial victory over one of his great rivals.
It's an incredible challenge. Every time I face him, anywhere in the world. No other rivalry had that many matches like I had with him. So we go back a very, very long time, and it's been quite a ride.
What a match it's going to be. Two men who know all about Grand Slam tennis, ready to do battle in 2012.
So special, probably the toughest final that probably we ever played in terms of mentally, physically.
He's praying. His partner's been praying throughout the night. We're all praying that it just keeps on going. This is fabulous.
But having a great show. No, I went back home with a big personal satisfaction the way that I played that final.
Sometimes in the sport of tennis, the phrase epic contest is overused. Not this time.
Fortunately, there couldn't be two winners, but there's one of those matches where you want both players to win.
Even if the final result was not perfect for me, but it was a great match. Nothing negative to say about that match. I give it my best, and him too.
As brave a performance as Rafael Nadal has probably ever produced in his life, the 100th Australian Open final is probably the best.
Him, Roger, Novak, they're beyond the sport, like they are beyond the records and whatever they're doing for tennis. Like they want so much, they're still here striving for better, like to win more, trying to win more. So it's really something that inspires me, and at the same time I kind of like don't get how much they have inside, like to push themselves.
Rafa, Roger, Djokovic, I think everybody has improved over the years. During their whole careers, they were improving every day.
Game, Nadal.
Does look quite bad for Nadal. He's the sort of player that even if he's got an injury that he thinks he can play through, he's normally very determined not to show any problems to his opponent. The fact that he's shown this to his opponent says that it really is quite severe.
What part of your leg is the pain?
Well, it's not just the one place. I have pain here, in my famous ass. I mean, sometimes it's tough, obviously. Very obvious that when you work and you don't see improvements, it can be frustrating now. But unfortunately, I went through that process a couple of times in my career, and honestly, it's much tougher. The injuries that you don't have a real agenda on it. Mentally, it's much tougher.
At any point, did you have doubts whether you could come back?
Yeah, of course. It's no doubt that, and there's still doubts, but as I say during all my life, doubts are good because doubts make you feel alive.
He definitely pulled up right there, Petch, no doubt whatsoever.
I think we got a little.
Yeah.
Is it a hip flex or a hemi?
That doesn't look good.
This kind of champion's mentality of never giving up and always, in the face of adversity, finding a way to win, finding a way to come back. And we all know that throughout his career, he has struggled with his injuries so much.
And he's called for some attention. Well, this is something that Nadal would very infrequently do.
He's played well over 1,000 matches, I would think, and the amount of times where you've seen him show lots of frustration on the court is minimal, and tennis is a very frustrating sport. I know that.
And Nadal is calling it quits. Nadal can go no further.
He's been able to deal with all of the pressures and setbacks and injuries and those things, and still approach the game with such a great attitude and work ethic and everything. Is really, really impressive.
The best thing that he has is that he never has excuse. His attitude for me is the best one as an athlete and also as a person.
I remember as a junior watching him
at Roland Garros training, and first of all you're excited to see Rafa, and then you start hearing the sound of the ball off his racket, and he was hitting the ball so hard. I had watched him on TV, right, but then you saw it on the practice court, and it's like I've never seen someone hit the ball so big.
He's my favorite player to watch in practice, really. It's just another level, and I try to replicate him. And there's a difference between hitting the ball hard and intensity, and I think every shot he's giving full intensity.
I always believe that when you work with high intensity on the practice court, then a couple of things that helps you later on the match. If the amount of work on the practice course is higher than what you do on the competition match, then the body is prepared for it.
Twilight here in Melbourne. Another beautiful day, a warm day, and so much to savour, of course, ahead of tonight's final. Daniil Medvedev up against Rafael Nadal. And it's delight for Daniil, 3-2. Relentless from the Russian, 6-2 opening set in this year's Australian Open men's final. What a way to finish the second set. That is a long way back for Rafa.
Sport is unpredictable. I just wanted to give me a chance, and that's what I did.
Well, Rafa's strengths are everything, intensity, physical, mental power.
Remarkable from Rafa. Medvedev leads by 2-1.
I was repeating to myself during the whole match. I just wanted to keep believing till the end.
To a fifth we go. What an incredible night of drama. That is the best shot he has ever hit. What a night, what a morning. Melbourne, you are amazing. Nadal will serve for the title. It's the miracle in Melbourne. 21 major titles from one of the greatest players of all time.
Today is just an unforgettable day for me, and the most unexpected title in my career.
It's so inspiring, honestly. I mean, younger players that are watching him play have to be, he's probably creating a whole nother generation of Rafa fans and inspiring kids to want to play the game.
Give your best, and practice with passion, practice with the right attitude. When you give your best every single day, you can't do more.
He's such a great champion. I think he inspired so many kids, so many players. It's just unbelievable what he's done for tennis.
General attitude towards practice and competition and everything, I think is very, very rare.
Growing up and having him as an example, and also after getting to share moments with him, and it's inspiring, and it will be very sad for especially us Spanish tennis players that we grew up with him, that he retires.
One of the greatest players of all time.
I repeat the same thing that I did hundreds of times. I just tried to do my way during all my life, and I'm gonna keep doing that way. I am super happy about all the things that I did. I did more than what I ever dreamed.